that sexy smile, looking forward to see you. I hope I will lose control. Love you every night, no checking the time, just us loving you all night long. I can let you go, baby, it's the right we already know, and we feel it. I really do, I say the truth, we can't go any road. Need you now. I'm your queen and you the king right now. It's a kingdom, let's play it how you like. How does it make you feel? Or you wanna change? I'll be whatever, what you like. We can dance, you got to move tonight. Stars are watching us in the sky. I wanna last it forever. It's a sexy smile, looking forward to see you. I hope I won't lose control. Love you every night, no checking the time, just us loving you all night long. I can let you go, baby, it's the right we already know, and we feel it. I really do, I said the truth, we can't go any road. Need you now. Let's change the clothes, we have a drive. You know how you make me feel alive. Come close to me, I'm obsessed with your different kind of style. Don't you ever leave, step by my side. On my head, cause I don't have much time. I wanna hug you forever. Yeah, I miss that sexy smile, looking forward to see you. I hope I will lose control. Love you every night, no checking the time, just us loving you all night long. I miss that sexy smile, looking forward to see you. I hope I will lose control.
Doesn't make it easy. Doesn't make it easy.
Break it to the top while I am messing up the numbers. Go on driving, I can stop it, cause I just can't keep the habit. But I never get enough, though you know I got a lot. No, I never get enough, cause it's all I got. Stepping through the city while I'm making my decision. Putting out what I am missing. Fill my pop, 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 I can still they pop, pop, pop. But I never get enough. Pop, 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 cause it's all I got. Come here, girl. Come to the bed. Come here, girl. Come to the bed. And make it wild, wild, make it wild, 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 make it wild, 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 make it wild. Make it wild, 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 make it wild. Break it wild, 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 make it wild. Break it wild. Make it wild, 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 make it wild. Make it wild, 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 make it wild. Make it wild, 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 make it wild.
Nothing out there could ever stop me from chasing after the way you love me, keeping me up 2 cups of coffee. Baby, you make me feel so lovely. I keep on running, no, I shouldn't want it. I keep on falling right into your dawn. I can't get you off my mind. So sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Oh, what a rush each time you catch me, chasing after the way you love me, color my life up like confetti. Baby, you make me feel so lovely. I keep on running, no, I shouldn't want it. I keep on falling right into your dawn. I can't get you off my mind. So sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I wanted, sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Nothing out there could ever stop me from chasing after the way you love me, keeping me up 2 cups of coffee. Baby, you make me feel so.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of Show and Tell Live. We are pleased to be back for another Friday to come hang out with all of our fanciful friends on this wonderful place we call the internet. But of course, we cannot do tonight's show alone, so allow me to welcome the rest of tonight's phenomenal crew. First and foremost, a friend of the trees, the Lorax himself, it's Alex.
Actually, I speak for the Lorax, and he speaks for the trees. So, it's the Lorax is more of a middleman, really. I'm the person that's actually getting out in the streets and telling people about the change that's coming.
It's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. Up next, an individual who used to eat green eggs and ham until he found out what green animals they were coming from. It's Max.
I thought green equals plant. I was pretty upset when I found out that's not true.
No, it comes from green pigs. Up next, an individual who spends the majority of their time wondering what places they'll end up going. It's Dan.
I think I'm gonna end up going everywhere, but my goal is to make it all the way back. Also, fun fact, at thrift store today, I did buy a mug of the places you'll go today, so...
It's true.
Well timed, Dom.
It is foretold!
But, and last but certainly not least, an individual who started off on the mean streets of Mulberry. It's Steve.
Started off on the mean streets of Mulberry. Now look at me. I'm a prized poaching hunter, and I've killed Horton.
Oh, delightful.
Who?
Well, no one will ever hear from him again. Alrighty. Always starting off on the highest notes here to kick off our weekend, aren't we? Well, welcome everyone. We hope you are enjoying your life in the simulation. We're gonna go ahead and jump into our first game, which is a game called Horoscope. And all we need to go ahead and get started with Horoscope is tell us what your sign is. You got a sign, and we want to borrow it. We'll give it back, we promise, but we just need to borrow it for a second.
Could be a sign. Could be a stop sign, a yield sign, a do not enter sign. One of those European signs with the minus sign on it.
Yes, well, true, that's true. Yes, a big welcome back to Max. We're glad to have you back. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Taurus. Keep those signs coming because we need to appease the stars. Alrighty. Start off with that big Taurus energy.
All right. Think little.
For you.
Will receive.
The worst.
Advice you.
Have ever
Heard tell.
Do not
Go out.
And invest.
in anything
Cryptocurrency.
It is foretold.
Stars! Oh boy. This is not financial advice. The stars are not financial consultants. Take no heed from
Honestly, it's the closest thing we've had to a fortune in a long time.
that. Valid. Alrighty. We're gonna go with Libra.
Check out
This picture.
Of me.
dancing on
A hill.
Do you
Remember when?
I was.
this cute
And we
once had
So much.
Chemistry together.
I miss
those nights.
it is foretold.
Nice!
Wow.
romantic.
Juicy.
Oh my
The
goodness.
stars have history.
Ooh.
We're gonna go with Aries, the ram sign.
Ooh, it's me again.
Yes.
Alaska has
Big bears.
But I
Have something
Better than.
big bears.
So remember.
if you
wish to
Have something
Real big.
To fight.
A bear.
I'm your.
Bear guy.
It is foretold.
By the stars! Oh my god. All right. Are there any
Alaska has
last?
big bears, but I can take them.
I'm your bear guy. All right. Do we have any more signs that people wish to have the wisdom of the stars imparted upon? We have time for one more trip to the astral space before we have to settle back into our bodies once more. We did already do a Libra tune.
Sorry.
A little
Damn it.
late.
Yeah.
To what?
But,
We do Libra too. Just 2 fortunes for Libras.
we can never double dip on the Libra.
We can't double dip.
Well, Chet wants us to
Okay.
double dip
Well,
on the Libra.
this is
All
Libra
right.
too. Libra,
We're
you're getting
double
2
dipping.
fortunes tonight.
Okay.
Sorry. Every other star.
This is a sequel.
Okay.
Just for all those Libra 2s out there.
Did you?
Ever find
Your ring?
You lost.
That's so.
Precious 2?
your grandma?
Next time.
Tie a.
Loop around.
The ring.
And keep it and keep
It on.
Your neck.
So you.
Don't lose.
any fingers.
It is foretold.
By
the stars.
That's just practical right there.
Yeah.
Can't argue practicality.
No, that's just good advice.
That's just good advice. Let's back it on down to earth. Welcome to Earth, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying your time in this mortal coil.
Save the
Um,
phalanges. Save the phalanges.
The protest of the people. How is everyone, both in chat land and in our own corner of the internet? How's
Very
everyone
good.
Not
doing?
bad. I've got a pretty interesting story, but I'm not sure if it's too early to spill it.
No, please.
But I guess I
please.
kind of have to now. So
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. I was walking the puppy, just a typical walk through the city, and we were passing a Wawa, and we were outside of a Wawa, and these 2 women, they were late 20s, early 30s probably, were coming up in like opposite direction of me and coming past me. And as they passed me, I had the sort of, if you remember the Vine of like, and they were roommates. I sort of had the feeling that kind of moment was coming, because they were like having a conversation or something like that. And I was like, okay, just for some reason, my instincts kicked in and I was like, I should listen to them. And so as they passed me, the one woman was like, so basically it's when he is in the room and he watches while I am with someone else. And I was like, it was worth it!
Oh,
You should
no.
not have
I was just
listened.
walking down the street talking about this.
You should not have
Oh,
listened.
no.
What?
This is why
So,
Jesus
yeah,
made
apparently one of them, I guess, didn't know what cuckolding was, and the other one, it seems to be experienced to some extent. So that was it's quite a time.
I'm sure I've told it before, but I have 2 of like overheard stories that are just my favorite. And they both happened weirdly on the same street in front of the same building, just in like a couple months apart from each other. My one was there's 2 girls. They were probably like young sophomores or something in college, and the one girl goes, I don't know what I expected. I mean, I've dated drug dealers before, but it's never been like this. And I was like, whoa, damn. I think it's just such a great conversation. I wish I had overheard more of.
Sometimes it really pays to live in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. And the other one was And the other one was, it was a group of probably like 6 or 7 young women, and one of them was like, I don't know. I don't think I can be attracted to that, like something that's animated. And the other one was like, no, come on. And this other girl from the back of the room goes, you know who I think is like so hot? And they're like, who? And she goes, the dad from The Lion King. And John just was like, woo, great conversation.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the sub.
Thanks.
I miss Grace.
Thanks for the
who-
sub, Crabstar's alt.
Thanks for
yeah.
subbing to us twice, Crabstar.
Always appreciate it.
Do you guys ever think anyone like says things out loud, like to just make that moment for other people and not know about it? That's what Melissa and I tried to do when we were walking around the city. I wanted people to have a story where they would hear us use the phrase anal drippage as their. So we
Dan,
just
you can at least make it enjoyable or pleasant for the people
no,
around
I
you.
just
Yeah,
wanted
what
to
if a
see
child
that.
hears Daniel?
I don't know. I would just be like, sorry, I can't go out
I
tonight
do
because of
wonder
my
if there's
anal
people who-
drippage. That's all I
Oh,
want.
All right, we're starting the stream off.
See,
wrong.
accidentally overhearing like the explanation of cucking, that's fun. Accidentally overhearing something about anal drippage, that's not fun, Dan. That's not fun.
It was fun
Keep
for
your
us.
keep your HIPAA problems to yourself. We're gonna go ahead and move away from whatever this conversation is into our next game, which is comment thread. That's right, time to invest in a brain trust. Weevil, all the alt accounts are subbing tonight.
Oh,
That's
man.
so cute.
It's just the
In your alt
alt
to
account.
work day. No, wait, that's a different holiday. Never mind. Some jokes are for me. Some jokes are for
I
you.
kind of got it.
Alrighty, we're gonna need some single syllable words. There we go.
You got it.
We're gonna need some hot single syllables in your area.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are hot single syllables in your area, and they all want to meet up at the local service right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dan, that's just
Zedfrox!
Zedfrox.
What?
That's not an alt account.
Always good to see a good-looking lad like yourself.
Aw.
How are you?
My
How are you?
goodness.
We should also say that people might want to stay till the end of the stream. Is that what we're saying?
Oh yes, there's a
Maybe.
big surprise at the end of the stream, and you probably want to stick around for it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna want to be here for the end of the stream tonight.
All right,
a
seatbelts
big
on,
hook.
everybody. Seatbelts on.
Belt on to the brain.
Oh, there we are. All right.
Whew. Wow, it's cramped in here. We should do some reading. Alrighty. Steve. Oh, thanks for the hype train.
Hype train.
Steve, I'm thinking of that thing that you need to do when you're driving straight, but then you need to go a direction that is not straight. You need to go left or right, so you
Oh,
make a.
You're thinking of a swerve, something New Jersey drivers are taught to do from a young age.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of what is typically used to define somebody as thick with 2 C's. You know, they've got a little bit of.
You're thinking of curve. I'm thinking of what you might call somebody if they're outside someone's window with binoculars, and you're like, "Hey, stop doing that."
No, you're thinking of. I have no idea.
A perv.
Oh, okay.
For the record, I was going for turn, a much
Yeah.
simpler word. Steve.
I think that-
swerve.
That
That's a tough
that
one.
also threw me off because I knew you were going for turn.
I
and
only had like 2 or 3 more. I was worried about that one.
Yeah, I was like, "There's no way it's coming back to me. I'm not gonna panic." That's good though. Get them out while you can. Get them out while you can. Alrighty. Steve, I'm thinking of the software that we're using right now to talk to each other from across the internets.
Oh, you're thinking of Zoom. I'm thinking of my favorite thing to do with explosives.
Oh no, you're thinking of boom. I'm thinking of my favorite long stick with frilled ends to sweep the floors with.
Oh, you're thinking of a broom. I'm thinking of my favorite thing to say while I'm driving my car real fast.
We're thinking of vroom. I'm thinking of the device I would use if I needed to make a whole bunch of patterned clothing.
Oh, you're thinking of a loom.
Mm.
Okay. I'm thinking of a large burial site that I am eventually going to occupy in my own death.
Yeah, you're thinking of a tomb. I'm thinking of a burial site, but for when you're living and above ground, you typically live in these.
Oh, okay, it's not just me. Good.
Uh,
Are you thinking of a room?
yeah.
A room?
Mhm.
A room. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of what happens. It's your future, and it's not good. And
Oh, you're thinking of Doom. Woo! All right. I'm thinking of that person who typically is getting married to the bride.
Oh, you're thinking of a groom. I'm thinking of like that alternate way to say a speedy thing. It's usually a meme format, I believe. When you're like sitting on a scooter and you're going real fast, I'm probably explaining this terribly, but
Are you thinking of Voom?
close enough, but not. I'll take the L on that one. I was thinking of
Gun?
Neum.
Oh, I've never heard of New.
I don't know what
That's
that
a
like
is.
a-
I
to
did
me.
not think of it.
Yeah, it's just a
Speak-
stupid onomatopoeia, which honestly, you had any guess would have been.
Speaking of Noom,
y'all.
look at that train, Newman.
I know.
Wow! Look at it go!
I'm trying so hard to focus on the words, but also you guys are blowing us out of the water.
Yeah,
with the
thank
flow.
you, Scooby Doo and Mac and Bree, for showing up and just dropping hella bits.
1,000
are
bits. That's
Hella
so best.
bits.
Truly the
Also
best.
plastic and our friend Gretzo.
Gretzko.
Thank you,
Gretz-
Steve.
That's anime.
Oh yes.
About a red panda. I haven't
It's
watched
by
it.
the same company that makes
been
Hello
around.
Kitty.
Thank you to everyone.
Oh, righty. Who's left? Dan.
Me.
Dan. I'm thinking of Dan, I'm thinking of something you do with your computer mouse when you need to select something. You have to double.
Oh, you're thinking of click. I'm thinking of a slang for male genitalia.
You're thinking of a dick. I'm thinking for a casual movie that you go and watch.
Oh, you're thinking of a flick. I'm thinking of the thing that spy cars always spurt out of oil.
Oh, you're thinking of a slick. I'm thinking of something that you can do with your tongue against a popsicle or a pole.
You're thinking a lick. Well, I'm thinking of a pen or a lighter.
Oh,
For
you're
some
thinking
reason,
of
both them.
pick. I'm thinking of what you gotta be to be really good at this game. Super speedy.
You're thinking of quick. I'm thinking of that part of a candle that's usually on fire. The ropey part.
You're thinking of a wick. I'm thinking of going on adventures, Morty. It's gonna be great.
Oh, you're thinking of Rick. I'm thinking of a type of bug that disguises itself as a piece of wood.
Oh, you're thinking
To
of
better
a.
blend into
You're
its
thinking
surroundings.
of a tick. I'm thinking of what you might say if something were really gross and you would like stick your tongue out and make this like sort of onomatopoeia-ish sound.
You're thinking of ick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of it's a thing that dogs absolutely love to play with, and you can throw it really far, and then they'll go
Oh,
and get it.
you're thinking of a stick. I'm thinking of something you might do if you found a tick on you. You'd have to get rid of it with your fingers.
Oh, you're thinking of Flick? I'm thinking.
But we already did Flick, so I'm out.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
already,
say.
we already
Oh, wait.
did Flick. That's what Alex did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, were you
I'm
not
out.
thinking of Pick?
No, I was thinking of Flick. But I'll call my own out on that one.
Brutal.
Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Also,
Thanks for the tier 3
Mac and
sub.
Bree, thanks for the sub. What is going on with this hype
This-
train? Oh my god.
Color.
So huge.
Hype.
We love you.
Big ol' hype.
You know what? Because of this crazy hype train, we're gonna give you all a special surprise at the end of this. You've earned it.
There
You've
is-
earned
I
it.
thought you, I thought you were gonna say we're gonna ask for a 2-syllable word.
No.
Absolutely
not
not.
Never. We will never.
Never.
Sorry. All right, let's find. Let me try to find. Give me some syllables. Those sillies. Those silly syllables.
No, a word, Dan. You need a word, not a syllable.
They know. They know what's up.
What's the difference?
Oh boy.
Keep them coming. I want them hard. Give me some hard ones. I want to get Alex out before he has time to
Damn it,
say
yeah.
anything.
Dan, Alex can't be wrong.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll at least come back
wanna-
to you once.
Alex, I'm thinking of that thing that you take in school where it gets graded, and there can be like, where you have to fill out answers and then hand it in to the teacher, and then they like give you an A or an F, or
Yeah, you're thinking of a quiz. I'm thinking of like when you can cast magic and you're really good at it and you're pretty cool, so they just shorten the word for you.
Yeah, they call you the whiz. I'm thinking of when you're really good at corporations and other management roles, and you're really cool, so they shorten that to call it this.
Oh, yeah. You're totally thinking of the biz. I'm thinking of it's the name of a character. Shit, you're not gonna know who this is. He's a goblin, and he solves crimes. Fuck, you're not gonna know who this is. Why did I even
know
bother?
who it is,
His last
but I
name
know
is
who it is.
Jack.
You're thinking of the Giz.
No, it's Riz.
From what?
Riz Gutgak.
It's Riz Gutgak.
Does that count? I don't think that counts.
Probably not,
I
honestly.
feel like I'm out for that one.
No,
That's a little
Just because I know it doesn't really mean anything in this case.
What is
Yeah.
that even
First one I thought
from?
of.
It's from
Adventure Academy?
Adventuring Academy.
All right, not pop culture
Adventure
enough,
20.
so get out of here.
Yeah. I just like that I could essentially be like, I'm thinking of that phrase that Dan said earlier, but only to me. And then you don't know what I'm talking about, but Dan does. So that
Yeah,
means that
Team
I'm
Dan winning the game.
I had to take the flag back from Riley, who took it last week.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
beginners.
I'm on a losing streak.
To be fair, Alex, you did make it harder for yourself because it was originally going to be test.
Yeah, I know.
Alex
was like-
intentionally took that out.
Yeah, I was like, should I say quiz or exam?
I
should have said exam, and he would have just lost immediately.
I left it open for you. I was like, I'm gonna give him a couple options here. He can choose his fate.
Alex, what's in that cup?
A quiz.
It's a red Solo cup, and this is a quiz for you. What's in it, mister?
The answer is nothing anymore. Ha
Just holding it for
Maybe
a friend.
next time, coppers.
Guess
I
we're not
like
playing
how-
Dare tonight. We don't have to.
It's Mountain Dew, in case you were wondering, because I am caffeinated.
I like how the first time Alex brings a red Solo cup on the stream, he gets interrogated. Meanwhile, I've been drinking out of like a beer pint our entirety of time on online.
Scooby-Doo, what are you doing?
Oh my
Appreciate it.
goodness.
We appreciate it. Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
What are you
It's
doing?
again. Stop!
Oh my
Guys,
goodness.
Oh
we
my
appreciate it, but we genuinely We don't
so much
deserve
hype.
this amount of love.
Also,
Three.
Crab,
Thank
to
you
your
all so much.
question, you cannot be wrong as the first person to guess, but Alex would have to give me
True.
an exact rhyme for exam back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
rhyming both syllables. So it's
true.
like,
we're gonna roll into our next game. Oh, you guys are
Look at all these
genuinely too
dogs.
kind, genuinely. I know.
Look at the
We love the
doggies.
doggos.
All those
so much hype
puppers.
doggos. We're gonna move into our next game, which is a game called Whelp Review. It's time once again to visit the cot or the masked cots in Hometown High and see what's going on in Hometown USA. So what we're gonna need to go get started is what is just a name. Just give us a name, any kind of name you're feeling.
Yeah, it could be somebody you know, somebody you've never met with that name, but you just like that name.
It's true. It's
Somebody,
this could be a
a
name.
book you just read.
Name you want.
Then
to name
I
your dog.
hear your concerns about the English part of it, but 90% of it is just memes, and you'd get that. You'd crush the meme section. I have no doubt.
That's true.
Greg, that's a good name. That's a good name.
Oh, Liz. I could have said Liz.
It's true. It's true. These are some good names. All right, we got 2 votes for Chet. So this is Chet's business. What does Chet own? What is Chet's business? Things we've had in the past. Laundromat.
Also,
Bar
hey,
and Grill.
Hey,
Shout out to Pagliacci's Bar and Grill. Merch that's available now.
Oh yeah, we
What's
have
wrong,
we have
Daniel?
merch. Go to our merch! Exclamation point
Oh,
merch.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go to our merch.
We got
sell
some merch
things.
made by some lovely community artists.
Does this
Put it in
link
the right
actually
link.
work?
And
Oh,
it's
I'm
it's
checking
not
it.
just it's not just our email this or our emotes this time. It's actual
Yeah, lots
merch.
of cool merch. Yes. Just some great businesses. You're gonna, that's a real classic that we've never gotten to do before. This is Chet's Cobbler. This is Chet's Cobbler. He's a shoe man, a man of the shoes. Chet's got feet, and he wants to put shoes on them. Dan, let me know when you're ready. Oh, Froyo Shop's a good one. We're gonna save that for next time. That's a very good
Yeah,
one.
next time.
That's a great one, yeah.
Next time. All right.
All right.
1 second. All right, here we go.
Daniel.
I went over to Chet's Cobbler the other day because I wanted to get my shoes ready for a business deal that I had to try to nail in the upcoming week. So I show up and I was like, "Give me the businessman's work," and they were like, "Oh yes, of course." They immediately knew what that was. They shined up the shoes, but however, they also put secret money underneath the sole of the shoe. Not only did this elevate me to make me taller, but I could use it as a last-ditch effort to try to seal the deal with my business client. I just can't believe that they knew exactly what I needed. 5 out of 5 stars. Will be going back again.
So I went to Chet's Cobbler because my shoes were getting pretty worn down and I didn't really want a new pair. They were just kind of broken a little bit in some spots. So I walk into the door and I'm like, "Hey, can you fix my shoes?" And they're like, "Of course, look down." And I looked down and my shoes were fixed. Not totally sure when or how they did that, but I mean, I can't complain. They seem to be working great. I got 5 stars.
So I went to Chet's the other day, and I was a little confused because I never see any employees other than Chet in there. But every time I go, Chet always fixes my shoes within a day, and which is a little weird considering just by himself and nobody else. But they've changed my life. I've really turned it around. Thank you, Chet. 5 out of 5 stars.
I'm a part of a circus, a traveling circus, and I walk pretty much 99% of the places nowadays on my hands. So when I went into the local cobbler of this town, and I asked them to repair my glove shoes. They hesitated a little bit, but when I showed them that, no, I truly walk everywhere, just about, on these gloves, they took my business. And I'm very appreciative of that, because a lot of cobblers won't do that. 4 out of 5 stars.
Popped on into Chet's the other day just to pick up an order I had placed, and called me in an hour and said it was ready, and I said, all right. And I was in there and I said, Chet, I gotta ask, man, I'm coming here for years. What's with the nursery rhyme music? You don't have kids, do you? And he goes, oh, no kids, but it appeases them. And I was like, yeah, right. What? And then he ushered me out the door. And anyways, the shoes are working great. 4 out of 5 stars.
I've never gotten any shoes from Chet, but I have gotten a changed life from him. He's the one that stood up and objected against my wedding. I was about to marry the wrong man, but he's put my life back in the right direction. It's not him, but I've been dating this new guy that I really like soon, so I owe everything to Chet, 4 out of 5 stars.
Chet, it's interesting. I've taken a lot of different shoes into his business, and Chet is very picky about what he considers shoes. I've taken in moccasins, and he seems to count those. I've taken in sandals, and he reluctantly accepted. I've taken in stockings, and Chet absolutely turned me away on that one. But I have yet to bring in toe shoes. I'm kind of wondering how he feels about it. So I'm probably going to bring those in next, just to see how he thinks those are. Because on the one hand, they are shoes, but on the other hand, they're not really like any shoes that anyone has ever owned. So I guess I'll keep you posted and let you know. 3 stars.
So I know Chet's very fond of nursery rhymes, but the other day I went in and there was a goose just running around his shop, and I was concerned. I came in and I tried to help him, and I got the goose and I threw it outside, and then Chet started yelling at me, and as the goose was flying away, I saw it poop out a golden shoe. I think I did something wrong. 5 out of 5 stars.
So I called this self-help line, and Chet picked up, and we talked for long hours into the night. He's an incredible human. I've never gone into his store just because I've never had to get my shoes why would you get your shoes repaired? Just buy it. I don't get why he. Anyways, 5 out of 5 stars. Chet's a great person.
I don't get why everyone's always praising Chet. I feel like every time I talk to the guy, all he does is spit out classic idioms, right? Feels like I'm talking to freaking Aesop fable himself or some crap. I just want him to give actually good advice. Hold on, I'm getting a text. Oh, sorry guys, I have to go. Chet just gave me some really good advice. 3 out of 5 stars. Wow.
I went to Chet's one time, and I just wanted some shoes, and I was telling him about how I couldn't make my rent, and I'd probably have to go living on the street again. And Chet said, "Do you want the businessman's deal?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like the businessman's shine. And I was like, "Sure, whatever." And I later found 6 months worth of rent money in the bottom of my shoe. Chet, he's just. I don't know what to say about him. I don't know where he gets all this money. I don't think many people come to get their shoes done there, but he's giving out money like it's candy or shoe polish, I guess. 5 out of 5 stars. Chet, you are an inspiration to us all.
Yeah, I went into Chet's because my work shoes were getting really worn down on the bottoms. And I thought maybe he could repair them. They had no support anymore, no cushioning. And they were slipping all over the place because they didn't have any grip. So I went in and he was like, yeah, sure, of course. Sat me down, took measurements and everything, started talking. And I don't know, I just felt really compelled to like open up to Chet. And Chet listened the whole time. And I went in to get the bottoms of my shoes repaired, but I feel like Chet repairs all kinds of souls. 5 stars.
So I went into Chet's cobbler and psychiatry the other day, and I gotta say it was a bit of a life-changing experience. Ever since the rebrand, I feel like Chet's found his passion, and it's really just helping people, no matter how big or how small. I hear he's running for mayor soon, and I'll let you know, Chet's got my vote. 5 out of 5 stars.
So I've been seeing Chet for probably about 3 months or so. And we used to just talk in his office, but we started talking on walks, which was really nice. We would take walks around the pond, and we would like to just watch the geese kind of just sitting in the ducks sitting in the water. And he's just such a great listener. There was this one time that like I just stopped and I looked at him and I was so flushed, and I almost kissed him right there. And I went home and I was like, this is so wrong. He's giving me professional advice. I went in the next day and I had to confess my feelings, and Chet said that he really appreciates my friendship, but he didn't want to ruin that, and he wanted to make sure that we were both on the same page. He was so respectful. I really cherish Chet as a lifelong friend. 4 out of 5 stars.
I went into Chet's C&P and I accidentally knocked over one of the display cases, and there was a secret door there, and Chet started to look panicked, and I'd never seen Chet break before, so instinctually I opened the door and I swung it open, and there was just a wall or like an alcove of Chets at desks on phones talking to people, and he just slowly turned up the nursery rhymes and said, "There's only one way to be there for everyone." And then he gave me my order, and he patted me on the head, and he said, "Have a good day." And then he gave me a mayoral sticker. 1 out of 5 stars, Chet.
See.
Wow.
Chet
for mayor.
Wow.
We need a Chet for Mayor t-shirt.
I feel like we've mentioned, not by name, but I feel like we've mentioned the mayor before, the mayor of hometown.
I mean, I have to imagine there are multiple mayors in hometown, and no one really holds political office for very long.
There's a mayoral council.
I mean, the thing is that we don't know how long back these Whelp reviews go. We might be reading through the catalogs. It might be a chronological.
For all we know, Chet ran for mayor 12 years ago.
That's true. I really thought for a minute he was just going to be a straight up wholesome person.
No, that's not allowed. Not in hometown.
I mean, kinda.
He still is a good person.
He's still a good
There just
person. He
happens to be about 200 of him.
Yeah, Chet is a good people.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know that he has evil intent.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he cloned himself or some other version of himself just so he could listen to everyone, right? That's a straight up good guy. He just,
Seems like it.
Extremist. Chat, what's happening in your lives? Did I say chat or chat? Chat, what's happening in your lives?
Chat is.
You're too deep.
Oh,
You're too deep.
I know, I've gone too far.
What's up, Chat?
How y'all doing out there?
What's going on in Chatland?
Doing his best. He is. Thanks. A Lego collection.
Ooh,
Oh, I have seen some of
nice.
your Lego picks. A lot of Star Wars Legos, if I'm not mistaken.
Love it.
in Zen. It's good stuff.
Have I talked to you guys about my white whale before?
No.
It's the it's the Lego set where it's the ship from Attack of the Clones that has the ship in it. It's like the walker in it that like it's the spaceship and it goes and it lands the walker down and then it detaches and when I was 12, I was like, this is literally the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And it was in like one of those Lego magazines. Do you guys get the Lego magazines?
Oh, absolutely! I got the
They
Lego
were
magazine.
oh my
it was
God.
the best.
It's
so
literally
good.
just a commercial, but
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, but it's
I love
sick.
it. Yeah.
What my Lego White Whale is you know that like Lego architecture series they have where it's like
Mhm.
famous buildings and stuff. They have one of the Lego headquarters, which is architecturally a really cool building. It was built. It's in Denmark, and it was built to look like a bunch of Legos, and like it's super sick. And the problem is you can only get that set at the Lego headquarters. So when a couple of years ago, when I went to Norway on vacation, and then we were gonna fly out of Copenhagen, which is in Denmark, and I had to ration with myself so hard because there's no convenient way to get from Copenhagen to the Lego factory because that's in like the middle of the country. And if I went there, it's still like $2,000 for a tour. For the all-inclusive Lego experience, and I was like, that's going to cost more than the entire trip.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go back one day, but right now I can't justify it. But I really want that Lego set of the Lego headquarter building. It's so cool.
Sparrow Maid, I was very upset at what I was reading until I read your final 3 words. I'm glad that you're winning this this feud with the HR lady.
Yeah, HR is not your friend, so be sure to. That being said, if you have a friend in HR, that's the best thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend in HR.
HR is not your friend unless your friend is HR.
True. I had a friend who used to work at HR, and I said to her one time, I said, hypothetically, if an employee did X, what would happen? And she was like, well, hypothetically, that employee would probably get fired. And I was like, okay, glad this was hypothetical. And we moved on. Anyways, good stuff.
Was it a hypothetical, Dom?
I don't remember. I wish I remembered what it was. Like, I genuinely don't remember. I think I was talking about moonlighting.
Well, he would probably remember being fired if it ended up not being hypothetical. So.
This isn't one of those things where legally you have to respond. I do not remember.
I plead the fifth.
I mean, would he then be able to answer that question?
I don't know. Sometimes answering the question is self-incriminating. Earl Grey ice cream.
Sometimes not answering.
That
Sometimes
sounds
not
good.
answering the question is also self-incriminating.
Legally, it's not allowed to be, though. You're not allowed to infer incrimination from the refusal to answer a question.
I completely
So-
agree. Legally, that doesn't make sense. But as a basic human being with communication skills, you can tell. You can tell sometimes.
Yeah, sorry. Court was once again on the brain today because it was the sentencing of Derek Chauvin, and I watched every second of the trial, so this is very interesting to watch. Yeah. But yeah, if we're cops, we have to tell you, Zen. Don't worry. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next game, which is called Streaming Disservice. So this is a pun game. What we're gonna need is just a whole bunch of nouns. You guys know rules. Dump those nouns out on the floor. Don't step on any of them. They're pretty noun. Then you're gonna try and free build some nouns, but eventually you're just gonna go with what the instructions are. Except you can't find that one noun because it's somewhere in the damn box, but you just saw that noun like 20 seconds ago and you know it was there and you should have just pulled it out when you were getting the rest of the nouns, but you didn't. But go ahead and give us those nouns. That's what we're looking for. Oh, righty.
Those nouns specifically.
We're gonna start off with sword. Sword.
I saw a movie about a sword, and I mean, it was good, but I just couldn't find the point.
I saw a movie about a sword recently, but it was a real swing and a miss.
I saw a movie about a sword, and it was just so edgy the whole time.
I saw this fantastic movie about a sword. It was a smash hit.
I saw a movie about a sword, and I was on the fence going in, but it was pretty on point.
I saw a movie about a sword the other day, and I think it was called Harry Hotter.
I saw this movie about a sword the other day, and I think it was called Scimitarzan.
I saw a movie about a sword the other day, and they just pommel you with the message.
I saw a movie about a sword the other day, and God, it just never ended. It was a long sword movie.
I saw this movie about a sword the other day, and people kept yelling at me that it's not a sword, it's a lightsaber.
I saw a movie about a sword the other day, but it was for films that were under 12 minutes, and it was a really short sword movie.
All right, we're gonna go with ice. We're gonna do movies about ice.
I saw a movie about ice, which is like the hot thing this summer. They call it water.
Wow.
I saw a movie about ice, and oh man, it was solid.
I saw this movie about Ice the other day, and I can't believe they got both Ice-T and Ice Cube to be in this movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that movie. Unfortunately, the sequel wasn't as good because they only got Vanilla Ice.
But the sequel did have Stone Cold Steve Roxton.
I saw this movie about ice the other day, and if it's the truth, it's pretty inconvenient.
Alrighty. We'll move on to our next one, which is beards. Movies about beards.
I saw a movie about a beard the other day, and it was a little long. They could have trimmed it.
I saw a movie about a beard the other day, and I just was not good.
I saw this movie about beards the other day, and it was so bad, I don't even know where to bitch in.
I saw a movie about a beard the other day. I had to play some golf afterwards, because it was so bad, I decided to go tee off.
I saw a movie about beards the other day, and I cannot go to matinees anymore. It really left me in a 5 o'clock shadow.
I saw this movie about beards the other day, and it was just way too long. Like, they really could have shaved off some of that runtime.
I saw a movie about beards the other day, and let me tell you, some people got it and some people don't.
Saw a movie about beards the other day. It was a wild ride. I had to chin strap in.
I saw a movie about beards the other day, and it was nice. It had soul, Patch.
All right, let's do movies about witches.
Oh, I saw a movie about witches the other day, and it went cauldron and on and on.
Saw a movie about witches the other day, but I couldn't hear any of the dialogue. The soundtrack was blaring.
I saw a movie about witches the other day, and I got in, and I found out that my ex-girlfriend was in it.
I saw this movie about witches the other day, and I gotta say, it's gotta be my favorite potion picture that came out this year.
Ooh.
I saw a movie about witches the other day, and the old one is probably better than the brew one.
I saw a movie about witches the other day. I thought I'd seen it before. It was a bit familiar.
All right. All right, we'll do one more. One more. Let's do movies about Subway. Specifically the sandwich shop. They didn't but I'm gonna put that out there for you. I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and the cheesy dialogue was great.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and honestly, you probably can't enjoy it unless you're toasted.
I saw this movie about Subway the other day, and it was just a little too foot long.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and you wouldn't have noticed, but the director's son, Chip, was in it.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and the main actor was just full of baloney.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and I really did not want to go, but then they rebranded, and I was like, all right, I guess.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day, and I've never seen such a good hero's journey.
I saw a movie about Subway the other day. It was subpar.
Oh, alrighty. No, that's Quiznos. Made sense. All right, we'll head back to the lounge.
Back to the lounge.
Oh, this is
I
the
know,
lounge.
we've never named this like liminal space we occupy. I was like, we
I
gotta,
didn't realize.
it's the lounge.
It's the
Oh.
observation deck.
The observation. deck.
If I knew it was a lounge, I would have hung out a bit. I would have been a little more casual.
Yeah, we should really get chairs for in here.
Speaking of lounge and fancy, Max and I were at a thrift store today. Philly Aids thrift store, to be specific. Great thrift store. Go there if you want stuff. And there was this magazine that I saw that was called Cigar Aficionados, and it had Dan Aykroyd on the cover of it. And I was just like, what is this magazine? Like, who is buying this? I don't know. It just jumped out to me as just
It was really like, what do men like? And they were like, they like cigars. Dan Aykroyd.
Love him.
What was the other name on the other side of the cover?
They had on it said like 76 cigars reviewed. And I don't know if it was just that magazine or like, hey, we've tried 76. And I'm like, that feels like too many and too little for this magazine. I don't know.
What if we made a magazine where I'm realizing now that I'll finish my thought first. What if we made a magazine where every edition of the magazine was a different edition, but we just pretended it was like a run of a magazine? But then I realized that's the exact same idea I had for a podcast, like where we just pretend every episode is the 17th episode of the podcast. And I'm realizing now that I just like variety, right?
Yeah.
That's like when I was young, I wanted to invent a superhero show where every day the kid woke up with a different power. I just like not locking. Am I afraid of commitment? Is that what I'm realizing in this
Are you
moment right
realizing?
now?
Dom, are you
I think
realizing all
I'm
of this right now?
actualizing. Oh,
Maybe-
jeez.
Maybe it's not that you're afraid of commitment, it's just that you crave whatever the opposite of it is.
True. I'm afraid so.
I can't be tamed.
But
Mrs.
yeah.
Swinger confirmed.
I need
taking
variety.
applications. I was. We need to go there. That's one of those things where not saying something I think has it was indicted me for something worse, as Alex was saying, than,
Right.
by actually
Yes.
telling what the thing is. But do I have ADHD? No. I do not. Alex does.
Oh, yeah.
I do
Oh, yeah.
not. I don't believe so. I think I'm just a little scattered this lifetime. But we're gonna move right on to our next game called Pins and Needles. So everyone gets to hang out, but Steve gets to leave this house and never come back. Goodbye, Steve.
Bye.
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 Bye forever.
Goodbye. Keith.
Bye forever. Please write.
Please
Um,
write to us. Right.
Alrighty. Max, since you're the only one not... Oh, no. Alex, you're the only one not playing this game. Why don't you go ahead and pick out what the tattoos are?
All right. So what we're going to need for these three lovely dudes is they're going to get full back tattoos. It's a very big commitment. So we need a good concept for these tattoos. So what we need from you, chat, is what they are going to be getting tattooed. Some things we've done in the past are things like Donkey Kong baking cookies. What was it? The Pizza Rat. Something with Pizza Rat, or no, maybe something with the Statue of Liberty, something like that. But yeah, typically like any character or person or something like that, mixed with some kind of action is a good way to go, but not necessarily. It could be something else too. So who's first? Who's our first tattooee? Dom? All right, what's Dom getting tatted up with?
Oh. Can I request one? I really like Plastic Citizens. I really am a big fan of that design.
Okay.
That's actually a pretty cool tattoo design, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. All right, so Dom is going to get Uncle Fester with party balloons.
I don't even know who that is.
Get cultured, Max.
I don't either.
Get cultured.
Get some culture.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sure.
We know for a fact Steve knows who Uncle Fester is because he was in an Addams Family production. All right.
I agree, Slim Tick. Wow. What?
Yeah, it's... all right.
Yeah,
next
Max,
up.
how do you not know who that is?
We expect Dan to not know things, but you better know things, Max.
Uncle Fester is an icon.
True.
Uncle Fester is a powerhouse. Quite literally, he can stick a light bulb in his mouth and power it. Who's next? Is it Max?
Me.
Hey, Max.
Max. Okay, what is Max getting tattooed all over his body?
My back specifically.
Specifically his back of his body.
Mhm.
But maybe eventually off screen he'll get a matching front tattoo as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, we don't know the lore of what these people go through after our game. So
Oh, I thought you meant like us. Like I'm gonna take the designs we make and actually just get a tattoo of them.
yeah, for sure.
If with enough bits, anything's possible. Hey, Kath, what's up?
Welcome, Kath. Welcome, Slimthick. I don't think you commented earlier, so welcome as well. For those who are just joining, by the way, stick around to the end for a very special surprise.
Very special.
Anyways, what's Max getting tattooed all over his back?
Cows doing yoga, but their spots are kiss faces.
Also,
Kiss paint. Oh, face paint. Not
Okay,
Just talk
okay.
about it.
I like that, Sparrow Maid. I'm going to just twist it a little bit. Max, you're going to get a cow rock band.
a cow
Like
rock band.
cows in a rock band. Yeah?
Cool.
A band of cows.
paint.
Yep.
All right. And lastly, we have Dan. What is Dan getting tattooed? Hey,
Hi, Ahsoka.
trying to run a show here. So unprofessional.
I think we've talked about it, and if you accumulate 10 million channel points, we will get one of these tattoos of your choice.
Oh,
on it.
Crabstar
No.
definitely has at least 20 million on them right now.
Yeah,
you know
that's-
they do.
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
They
that's what
win
we're
every
gonna do.
prediction. They save up. They manipulate us into giving them more. You know they have 10 million. right
You
now.
heard it here. Max will get any tattoo you want for 10 million channel points.
Come here, you.
Let's go.
But what is Dan getting tattooed?
What is Dan getting tattooed?
Yo, any tats? Gotta
She's
look-
getting
I
so
gotta
big,
look, so.
Alex.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She's getting bigger and bigger, yes.
Huge. It's a dinosaur in your
Soon,
apartment.
if that dog becomes bigger than you, then they replace you on the show. I just hope in your contract. That's how that works.
Let's see. For the Roomba? What about a sad Roomba at the bottom of a staircase? How about a Roomba who was in an accident?
Whoa, that's
an
way more
injured
tragic.
Roomba?
Yeah, it's a tragic tattoo. No, okay, we'll do Roomba at the bottom of a staircase.
Sad,
It's so good.
sad
It's so
Roomba
good.
at bottom of stairs.
It's kind of tragic in a beautiful kind of way.
I guess I won't lead the witness by putting sad.
Mhm.
Did I use that correctly? Lawyer? It's Dom's dad?
All right, so once again, real quick, let's go over our designs. Dom, what are you getting tattooed?
That's a great question. What am I getting tattooed? I'm getting a tattoo of Uncle Fester with balloon ends.
There we go. Dom is getting Uncle Fester with balloons. Max, what are you getting tattooed?
I'm getting a rock band comprised of cows.
That's right, rock band comprised of cows. And Dan?
And I'm getting a expression to be determined Roomba at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, those are our tattoos. Let's bring in our tattoo artist.
Take it away, Steve. Take it away, Steve.
Oh boy, should not have had all those drinks last night. Oh, there's the old head. Oh boy.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, I'm here for my tattoo.
Your tattoo, of course. Yes.
Please.
Sure. Just sit down and we'll get started. Your name again?
Oh, my name is Charles.
Nice to meet you, Charles. Now, I always like to get started with a simple idea of like what the mood you were thinking of, because there's lots of ways to do it.
Oh, I'm thinking like full-on gothic horror, but with a little bit of whimsy.
A little bit of whimsy. I think I can do that. I can do that.
Awesome.
What's your favorite gothic horror story?
Oh, I like ones that have a lot of family values to them, I find to be the best. You know, like the tragedy of living, but we're doing it with others.
I didn't know Family Values was a gothic horror. I thought that was a sitcom.
Well, sometimes the most horrifying thing is the reality of everyday life with a live studio audience.
Yeah, don't you know it? Don't you know it? Anyway.
I just wanted to get this. It's a festive occasion, you see. It's my 14th plus 30 birthday party. And I just thought this tattoo would be a good way to commemorate that experience.
Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thanks. It's not every day you turn 14 plus 30.
Yeah, no, I would say generally you don't do that.
True. More times than not. But anyways, I just thought it was important that I represent, the shocking truth of what inspires me to live every single day.
Oh, now that's sweet. Honestly, it is a little shocking, but I think I can get it done.
I'm just hoping that you can include some of their iconic outfits. Really, a close-up of the face would go a long way for me.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
maybe the party favor could be in its mouth too. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely getting some close-ups on some faces here. And
faces. Oh, you're doing the whole crew.
Yeah, I thought that's what you wanted.
Even the disembodied ones?
I mean, of course.
Have you been tattooing a long time?
Oh, I've been tattooing for ages.
Wow.
Yeah, I started with Sharpie actually because I was a little kid and I'd already figured out what I wanted to do.
That's impressive, that level of foresight. It really is.
Yeah, well, my parents wanted me to do this. Truth be told, I actually wanted to be an engineer.
That's not smart at all. Why do that when you can stab people and get paid for it?
Well, it's the family business. You gotta uphold family values.
Speaking of family business, I just think that this person is the linchpin of their family. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course. They're keeping everyone together.
Who doesn't love the fun uncle, right?
Yeah, the fun uncle who encourages your dreams of being an engineer.
Alrighty, you done yet?
Just one more thing to do.
Don't forget the party favors.
Oh, I won't. Not one bit. Alrighty. Then,
Can I turn around?
just 1 second. Here, got his.
Oh, you're going real quick on that one. What's happening?
It's the party favors.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Gotta include the little party favor horns.
Oh, this is a full party.
Yeah, I mean, you only get the best here.
Alrighty, all right. I'm turning around now. What do you got for me?
All right, there
Oh.
we go.
Oh, I don't hate it. Could you walk me through it a bit, though? I'm a little lost.
Yeah, so at the bottom you got Dr. Frankenstein, the main guest, and his 3 abominations. The creature from the Black Lagoon on the bottom left, Frankenstein getting hit with a bolt of lightning on the bottom right, and then just Dracula's head.
Oh, interesting. It's no Uncle Fester, but it's got the aesthetic correct, and that's about as far as I expected to get today. So, thanks, Bahoop.
Sure thing. All right. Now, just to... Oh god, I gotta read up on what I'm supposed to be drawing today. Oh, that was a bad choice. Okay, let's look at this. What do I gotta do today?
Hello.
Are you the 2 o'clock?
That's right. Hello. Are you ready for me?
Yeah, I'm totally ready. What's
Right.
your name again?
My name is Jazzy Boy.
All right, Jazzy Boy. Perfect. So, what?
I didn't name myself, thank you very much.
Well, I think it's a good name.
I disagree. Anyways, like you read in the email, I would like my tattoo to just be of myself and my boys.
And your boys. Okay.
We stick around the barnyard.
Then around the barnyard. Fantastic. Yes,
That's
I can,
right. We like to really take the roof off every Friday night.
Yes. Every Friday night. That sounds like it'd be a bit tiresome.
Oh, it's a good time, always. I look forward to it every week.
Oh, that sounds nice. You must have a great family connection.
Oh, yes. One of them is in my family, but a couple others were just from other local farms.
Oh, local farms. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've been farming long?
Oh, I never really considered myself a farmer, but I guess that's sort of what I do. Well, just about all my life, if you do consider me a farmer. Anyways, have you ever tattooed someone who isn't human?
Oh, all the time. They come in usually around the times that you said.
That's great. That's good. Yeah, I got to step away from the farm just for a couple hours, so I hope we can get this done in that time.
Yeah, no, totally doable.
Good. Make sure that you get all. I gave you descriptions of all my friends, right?
Yeah, I believe I saw that. You know, I think I recognize you guys. You guys famous?
We've toured sometimes, yes. Well, sometimes we go on the road. It makes actually the most money that they ever have on the farm.
Oh wow, that must be a lot of money.
Oh yeah, we're a real hit. People are always pretty surprised with when they see us performing. They think it's animatronics, but we're not Chuck E. Cheese, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can see that. That's great. Honestly, great to get out like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks. We always try to improve, and our lifespans aren't that long, so we gotta master our craft while we can.
Mm-hmm. Now, I should just be finishing up real quick here.
Good. I've gotta get a move on.
Ha ha ha. Very, very funny. Is that appropriate?
That's just how I speak. Actually, it's just a.
Oh,
I'm
that wasn't a
trying-
joke. I'm sorry. I thought that
No,
was.
I'm trying really hard to speak human right now. Actually, so
Oh,
if you could
I'm-
be a little bit more considerate.
Sorry, sir.
I get it all the time.
Um.
Now, what do you have for me?
Anyway, here is, as you said, you and your friends just partying it out. You were in Barnyard, right? That was.
I was in Barnyard. Yes, sometimes I get recognized. Always
Yeah.
nice to meet a fan.
Yeah. See, I've got the big cow playing the
Mhm.
trumpet.
Mhm.
That like weasel character. I don't know. Was it a mongoose? And
Right.
then there's the pig.
Yeah, those were all members for the show. I think you're referencing the show, but
Oh.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it's okay. I moved on to a new band where we're all cows now, but it's okay. I appreciate this too.
Oh. Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. Have a great day.
Oh. Oh, not a joke. Sorry.
Bye.
Ooh. All right. That one was rough. Definitely.
Hey, are you open?
Oh yes.
right.
We're not doing walk-ins. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah. My dipshit friends just made me an appointment over here. Can we just get this over with?
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Name
My name?
for the appointment?
Skimp.
Skimp. All right.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just lost. We were playing just like dumb drinking games, and apparently I lost. So I have to get a fucking tattoo of the last photo in my camera roll on my phone. So, fucking, can we just get this over with?
Yeah.
Here's
no,
the picture. Just look at the picture.
Just look at the. What am I looking at here? This is.
Look, okay. I was just. It was late at night. I thought there was something downstairs. It was making a lot of noise on its own. So I took out my camera and I turned the flash on, and I just looked. I aimed it down there, and what I saw I wasn't really that scared by, but it was just off-putting, And
Yeah.
it was just a photo I took. So
No, definitely off-putting.
yeah. I hear them snickering over there. Look. I don't even know why I got one of these things to begin with. I really just have to walk behind it the whole time anyway, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help my life, just like my friends over there. God damn it.
Yeah, no, your friends really, probably don't have the best intentions for you.
No, I don't think they do. But at least I can brag that I'm the only one with a 2-story apartment. They're all in their fucking lofts, like dummies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but do you have one of these? You have one of these at home?
No, I don't think I do.
Yeah, don't get
I,
it.
I could possibly be wrong about that.
Oh well, look, they're so short. They're so easy to trip on. Also, they sort of decide when they want to be on and when they want to be off, and I just feel like I'm picking up after them the whole time. It's just
Yeah, no, I kind of get that.
yeah, battery life is shit. I could go
Yeah.
on and on about how much I hate this product.
Yeah, that's the.
But
It's pretty. I thought they were pretty good. I never owned one myself, but
But it was like weird. It was like waiting. It was waiting, like it was gonna get the ability to be able to like traverse up floors. Like I don't know if the thing's haunted. Cause just
well, that might have been in like the next update or something.
yeah, the haunt update. Yeah, that's definitely what they need to do. I hate technology. All right, are we done yet? Because this has been very painful. I never wanted to get a tattoo in my life, and you've done my entire back. So are you done yet?
Yeah. Here's that tattoo. I was a little unsure of what I was seeing, but you had said there was a Roomba at the bottom of your stairs, right?
Yeah, that's
And
exactly what it is.
It released ghosts into your house.
Yeah, are those the two ghosts?
Yeah, well, one the head's upside down. I don't know if he was like his neck was broken or something,
Right.
but he's drinking your skim milk.
Okay, yeah.
And then another one is unrolling all of your toilet paper.
Yeah. No, it's a picturesque view of what my dipshit friends are gonna look like when they're dead. All right, thank you. I'm sure they'll be very amused by this.
Great.
All right, bye.
Bye.
See.
Wow, what a cornucopia of art we just got to feast our eyes
Really?
upon. Steve, I don't know if you want to be a real tattoo artist, but it could be in your future, my guy.
You've got potential there.
Sure. As long as you only work in one color. And
You can do-
Hey, some people are black and white specialists.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
And you're allowed to use a mouse.
Yeah, you're not allowed to use a tattoo gun, just a mouse.
It's a special tattoo gun. It's a special tattoo gun where instead of the rolling ball in the middle or like the laser, it's just a tattoo like needles coming out, and you just like go over their back with the mouse.
Wait,
What the hell?
wait.
Alex?
Somebody is absolutely going to invent like a digital tattoo thing, the same way that they have the same way that they have surgery where the surgeon is operating through a machine and the robots are doing it. Someone is absolutely going to invent what's essentially like that machine, but for like your iPad, so that they can be drawing on like a drafting table or something, and then it transfers it to the human skin.
Counter argument. Do you realize how much erasing people do when they just draw things on a tablet, and you cannot erase with a tattoo
I'm sure
gun?
they would adopt to the medium of what they're working
Well, what if
with.
they just do it in the smart way that you can basically spend however long you want drawing the thing, and then you just go do, and then the machine
Yeah,
does it,
and it's just
Yeah,
gonna 3D
exactly.
print it on your back,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, that's
but with the
what I
tattoo
was
gun.
thinking.
I think the only issue with that is that, like, with placement of tattoos and with people's skin all acting differently and reacting differently, like, that's just not really something you could feasibly automate and it turn out
Not
good.
with that attitude, you can't, Alex.
Like,
Get off
maybe-
my factory floor if
Okay,
you can't
okay.
handle
I
the
will
process.
say, you could probably come up with some kind of like a little tattoo robot that makes a tattoo like the size of a silver dollar or something like that. And then it's just like this tattoo gun where you just stick it onto someone's thigh, you go, and then it creates a tattoo like this big. Anything bigger than that, you're gonna have issues. I've watched enough Ink Master to know that this is a bad idea, you guys.
I've watched more Ink Masters, likely based on when I was watching it. And I happen to know that it's an idea. I'm not going to defend it, but it is an idea.
Okay, but hear me out. Roomba tattoo.
The Roomba
It's
does
a
the
little
tattoo?
robot. You put on somebody's back and it just rolls around and makes the tattoo.
Do you have to put like little walls up around their back so it'll
Does
bump
it have
into
edge detection? How good is the Roomba tattoo?
That'll be really fun when like the first version comes out that doesn't have edge detection and somebody
Oh
gets
my
it for their home and it just like runs off the side of their body and you can see like the tattoo just like choo.
Steve, this is like a torture technique.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could just duct tape a tattoo gun to a Roomba, and it's the same thing.
Oh my god.
Everyone at the party's ankles just have lines across them. Tattoo gun. Ow, ow, ow! It's a line going across them.
We also have a something on the merch board. If you want to look at the merch board.
On the merch board.
Merch board.
Lord.
Brought to you by our merch store.
It's very simple.
I appreciate this
Chet Mayor, yeah.
very much. You have my vote, Chet.
Solid.
And my heart.
Chet.
Exclamation point Chet if you're gonna vote for Chet.
If one Chet gets mayor, are they all mayor?
Well,
No, just
nobody
the
else
head
knows
Chet.
there's multiple.
It's just
Master Chet.
It's Chet Prime.
Yeah, Chet Prime.
Iron Chet.
Iron Chet. That's it.
The Iron Chet.
They do a tournament to figure out which Chet becomes mayor.
Oh no.
Is there a Cologne tournament movie? Because that would just be, it's just like super post-apocalyptic. Like, it just ends up that like the whole like species died out except for one guy that cloned himself like to be a whole town's worth, and then he has to like, it's been like generations. Like Chet Prime is dead. There's no
Right.
original anymore.
He just fully propagates the human
Yeah,
species
yeah.
by continually cloning himself.
So it's just I Am Legend if you got even lonelier and then went so far.
I like how it's also the darkest and grittiest concept to be able to have one of those movies where one actor plays everyone, right?
It
Yeah,
is.
it's
It
Eddie
is.
Murphy.
But
I think
Yes, Eddie Murphy.
I think this is a great Love, Death, and Robots episode.
yeah, I was gonna say or a Black Mirror episode. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're right.
And then like the end of the Black Mirror episode is you find out that like it's just a switch and the original guy's dead on the switch and he keeps like and they just keep getting like shunted out of the machine.
Accidentally.
Thump, thump. Every like 3 minutes another one just thump, gets sucked out.
Cass said they
yeah.
got 3 of their merch shirts in the mail.
Whoa!
Does that mean we're
Thank you so
selling
much.
merch? We have merch that you can buy.
Are selling
Yeah,
merch,
new
and some of
merch.
it was designed by the lovely Cass.
Whoa!
It's true.
Yes.
Very good.
Check out the amazing peanut butter and jelly and cosmic horror design done by the one and only Kath.
Mhm.
Very good.
We need to. The ones that we ordered are still coming in the mail. We would be like, look, but you know, it's not.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're moving up in the world of Boyos. But just shows that Chad, it's even more the local guy. It just shows that it's even more important. If you hear something that you think would be fun merch, let us know, and we will try our best to interpret it. We'd like to do this as a more regular thing of releasing fun merch shirts. Currently, our aesthetic is shirts we would actually wear and not necessarily branded to show and tell, because we're more interested in you having better conversations than we are in you promoting our show. That's the theory.
Yeah,
They are priced about as low as we could go. We make almost no money from this, so please enjoy it if you want it. Not if you want to support us, there are other ways, like bringing friends. That goes a long ways.
Or waiting for the surprise at the end of this episode.
It's not that. We're gonna move on to
You
our
should do
next
that
game.
anyways, though.
Yeah, you should do that anyways. We're gonna move on to our next game, which is press conference, which means it's time to kick Max out of the room this time. Goodbye, Max.
Bye, Max.
Did you say my Max like my wife, Alex? My
Oh,
Max.
that's not what I was going for, but
I heard it.
bye, Max.
Oh, nice quality. That's what we love to hear. What we need to go ahead for this game is Max is getting interviewed on the local news. And he has either done something really good or really bad. Either way, it needs to be impressive. So Max could have stolen all the planets, or Max could have turned all the presidents into Barbie dolls, or Max could have invented peanut butter that glows in the dark, or, you know, pretty much anything you want.
I feel like that would be a very 90s thing to do. Like they had purple and green ketchup.
Yeah.
So just like glow in the dark peanut butter that feels like that aesthetic perfectly.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'd try it. I'd try glow in the dark peanut butter. Hell yeah.
It was, yeah. There's, we don't have to get into this.
I miss purple ketchup.
I'm sure you could buy some expired some on eBay if you looked hard enough.
Or maybe some not expired some, because that shit's probably got tons of preservatives in it.
True. It probably lasts through a nuclear apocalypse, no problem.
Yeah, one of the most like shocking realizations was on Brian David Gilbert's episode about Crash Bandicoot, he went into like this 90s zone where he like covered everything 90s apparel and all 90s stuff. He's like, I ordered a box of sour spray from from what used to be a Blockbuster, and it's all like completely sun bleached. And he's like, but it's good until 2022.
Wow. That is impressive.
Oh,
God, I do miss sour spray. I used to live off of that stuff. My taste buds were probably shot and ruined as a child because of the amount of sour spray that I used.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. I forgot we're supposed to be looking for things for Max, not just letting him out in the wild.
Anything pop out at you there, Dom?
Some of these are quite silly. Sparrow, I like your idea. We're going to tweak it a little bit just to make it a little bit more concrete. But very good idea. Let's say Max recycled the entire Earth. I don't mean like he recycled everything on Earth. I mean, he has recycled Earth. He turned it into the recycling plant. The entirety of Earth. That's what we're going with. Interpret as you will, and we'll see where we end up in the end.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
And that's all we have for the story on why lottery tickets might be contagious. But before we do that, we have a breaking news story. Leader of the Green Party himself, Max, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. Great day to be alive as well. We're so proud of what we've done. And I just want to say, before we even get started, nothing is built by one person. So just remember that the things that we've achieved here and why I'm speaking to you today was accomplished through an entire workforce. And I can't stop saying how appreciative I am of that.
Yes, well, I have a question right off the bat, which is, are you really proud of what you've done? I mean, that was our home.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I knew that with change, there's always going to be people who want to push back against it. But you know what? This was for the best, okay? We've all agreed that this is for the best. And I think come all of the benefits that we see, it's going to get so much better. Yeah.
My question is, one, where did you find a receptacle large enough? And two, where did it go?
Oh, that's a great point. So we tried with this project a couple different things. We first tried a tub, and that didn't fit. So then we moved on to a small RV home, and that got close. And then the final iteration was a silo, like a grain silo, that we found on an abandoned farm. But yeah, it's a process. It's a process.
Yes, and I am a little concerned about the process because usually you need to separate all of the pieces first when you mix stream like you did. How did that go into account with all of the things like oceans?
Right, like oceans. We get pretty technical here. Which ocean are you talking about specifically?
All of them.
Right. Okay. So yeah, when you mix all of the oceans, we did find that there were troubles there. So then we had to figure out, oh boy, we want to remember that these oceans are separate. So we got 7 grain silos and managed to fit them in there. So that was pretty impressive, if I do say so myself.
There are questions from people about, the whole purpose of this is to reduce, reuse. What are we being reduced to, and what will we be reused as?
Oh, great point. We have realized that if we can take all the plastic out of the ocean, we can turn them into more grain silos and fit more oceans inside of those grain silos. And eventually, once we hit, I'm talking a little bit about a further project. Once we hit what we call dry planet stage, we're actually going to be able to do a lot more, fit a lot more humans onto this Earth that we like to call home.
So basically, instead of going into the oceans and getting all the plastic yourself, you're just like, why don't we just do it all? You know? You did it-
Exactly. Yeah. We were pretty excited about that. Yeah.
What are we supposed to do on April 22nd now? Like, I mean, the whole point of that day was to do what you did, but you did it to the namesake of the day, and now I
like to say every day is Earth Day. I have a bumper sticker of that, actually. I say it all the time.
Not anymore, you don't.
Not anymore.
I don't learn anything.
You threw it out. Sorry, you didn't throw it out. That's a different process, but whatever.
No matter your intentions.
I'm getting some hostility here.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I just had a question. Environmental groups seem to be really confused about whether this is a good thing or a bad thing to do, because on the one hand you're saving the planet, but on the other hand you're not saving the planet.
Right. That's a great point. Look, fellas, there's always going to be, someone saying someone's right and someone saying someone's wrong. If I tried to take all the plastic and put it in the ocean and then take it all out by putting the ocean in the plastic, look, who's to say who's right and wrong? If at the end of the day we hit the dry Earth stage, which is what I've been talking about for a while, I'm starting looking at 2024 for presidency. So sorry, that's a little bit of a mention. Just wanted to throw that in there. I can promise dry Earth by 2028.
Some say that the facility that you're sending our planet off to isn't actually capable of sort of properly producing and sort of processing the materials. Do you care to comment? Are you in fact just throwing it away after all?
Right. This is getting a bit of a technical question. We have lawyers that might want to parse it apart, but thought this was going to be a little more of a fluff piece. But we want to we're going to take some of the soil that we gain, and we figure that if we can redistribute the Earth to the other planets, then that's exactly what we're looking to do, right?
So
we want to make everything Earth.
So you've decided to reduce and reuse it instead.
Exactly. Take the Earth and reuse it on other. If the moon becomes 50% Earth, we can call that Earth now instead of calling it the moon. It just has to be 51% Earth.
Your damn company already did this years ago to Pluto. We're not going to let you do this. Do this here, all right?
Look, Earth is a great planet. I'm going to say Earth is the greatest planet, okay? We're a fantastic planet. I want to see a little more Earth in our solar system, and I'm not the only one, and I know that. My supporters agree with me.
Well, I think that's all we have time for here today. Any final words?
Hey, remember to vote.
Thanks, appreciate it. Now back to our story. Voting on who will be kicked out of the spaceship next begins at 8 p.m. sharp, so make sure you come down to the mess hall. Have a good one.
See.
I like that society has devolved into a game of werewolves.
Yeah.
No, it's Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Sorry, I probably should have said gully. Would that have been a more appropriate spaceship mess hall term?
We're in electrical. So, dude, I'm assuming.
I saw you vent.
I'm assuming you figured it out, Max.
Yeah, definitely.
You wanna say it in succinct words, Max?
I broke apart the Earth and spread it out.
Well, that's what you said.
Is there a word for that process?
Of breaking down something and then reusing it somewhere else?
I
Like when
recycled the Earth.
Yeah! There we go, buddy. There we go. All right.
Okay.
The entire thing in one go.
You had the concept for a while, but we were trying to get that one word out of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
You
That was
crushed
good.
it. By it, I mean the Earth, where we all live.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Don't forget
Not
about
anymore.
Don't forget
Thanks,
about Pluto.
Max.
Forget about Pluto. We're gonna roll right into our next game because we got a lot more things we need to accomplish tonight. So our next game is genre storytelling, which means it's time for you all to list things that definitely aren't genres that I'm still going to accept anyways. So start listing your genres, and then we'll figure out who's gonna get what thing.
I mean, if you want to list genres that actually are genres, you can do that too.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
take real genres. You all just never seem to provide us
Yeah.
with it.
We just know to expect something else from you at this point. And we love you for it, chat.
Well, maybe what we least expect is plain genres.
That's true.
Yeah, can we
True.
actually play this game with a real genre? Let's find out.
It's gonna be so bad.
Oh
Just don't know how
God,
to
Kath, no.
Oh
my God.
Click, click.
Yikes.
All my friends are a part of one of those, and it's terrifying. I genuinely have lost confidence in humanity.
My favorite TikTok content is the teen girls that go undercover in those groups and just post things
Oh, yeah.
as like moms. Sparrow, I love the suggestion. I just don't know how to put that into a 2-word thing that Dan knows how to type.
Sarah, what?
I barely know how to type regular words.
Oh my
These are good though.
God.
Y'all are crushing it. There's some good
I
ones.
believe the way to put that into 2 words is more widow.
just widow.
No, specifically more widow.
Yeah, on the moors.
Or Victorian widow, I guess.
True. No, it's good. No, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. How dare cars honk. Alrighty. Okay, I think we've got our 4, Daniel.
All right, what are they?
Steve, you got Grimm's Fairy Tale.
Oh boy.
I know that's something you're pretty well versed in.
I can see my copy of it from here.
Max, you have Robot Western. It's a
Are you
Western,
type-
but it has
Are you
robots.
typecasting us, Dom?
No,
Because you
not in a
did.
way that you can prove legally. Hey, if those are the rules for gerrymandering, those are the rules for me.
Not in a way you can prove.
Alrighty. Dan, you have you have mom Facebook group.
Fuck! Damn it!
And Alex, you have food truck Barker. So you're a guy who works at a food truck who wants people to come to your food truck. That's what you are.
Okay.
That's who you are. Now all we need to get started is a name for this story. It can be anything you want. So go ahead and give us whatever wild name you'd like, and that's the name of our story, which I promise will be relevant. Always is.
Yeah, when people were first learning about lanternflies around here, some kid was in the parents' Facebook group, and so all the moms were like, "Is this a lanternfly? Is this a lanternfly? Is this a lanternfly?" And then he took a picture of a lobster in the middle of the street and said, "Is this a lanternfly?" to the group.
Oh, we're gonna go with Snorkel's suggestion of Rest Stop Sally. That's the name of this story. Kat, that's my favorite children's book. No, but this is Rest Stop Sally. And we're gonna go ahead and start off with Robot Western.
It was dusk. The streets were quiet. There was one woman waiting for one train. Sally thinks to herself, oh boy, I really can't wait for this train. It's off in the corner. The smoke coming up. It's arriving, but not soon enough.
Grims.
And Sally sat there waiting for the train, and she waited and waited for her grandmother was coming to town. And she was so excited to see her grandmother, for she lives far, far away in another town. But what Sally did not know was that her grandmother was not actually coming today.
Facebook group.
So the thing about Sally is that I think she has to go to the other town because there's some problems happening at home. But besides the fact with that, I just think that the train schedule hasn't been really going up to date because Sally's been waiting there for a very long time, and I've written several letters to the train company to try to get them to change it. If we all get together, we can overtake this train company, people.
Food truck.
Sally is a voice coming from behind her. Hey, miss! You know, waiting for a train's hungry business. I got some fresh dogs over here if you're interested. Or I got a meat sandwich. It's all kinds of sliced up meat put into a bun that's toasted on this one skillet that we cook everything else on.
Western.
Sally lifts up her trench coat and puts a hand on the revolver there. Meat, do you want to get turned into it, scumbag? The man behind her shuts up quick and scurries along, but not all the way out of sight before the train is approaching. The train comes in and...
Food truck!
Suddenly, the doors open to the food truck and Sally steps on. The conductor walks up to her. Hey, welcome to the food train. It's great to have you on here. Where's your ticket? All right, I'm gonna punch your ticket right quick here, and then you can.
And Sally was about to get her ticket punched, but she's like, "Excuse me, I am a lady. You will not punch my ticket. All right, I have the revolver that the liberals haven't taken from me yet, and I swear to God, if you think for a second I'm not gonna get on this train as my American given right, you have something else coming."
Grim.
And so Sally boarded the train going towards her grandmother's house. And she was very excited, for she had a bundle of cookies to bring to her dear old grandmother.
Facebook.
My grandmother is expecting me, and if you want to stand up against me, I have a whole other town of people. So Sally sits down, she takes another cigar, which is why her voice has sounded a little bit weird lately, and she just looks out the window as the train starts to go on by.
Western.
Sally stands up from her seat and walks to the back of the train. To take a gaze at the receding town that she just left. But in the distance, on a smaller pump train, was the man who offered her food previously. And he said, I will get you. I'm coming.
Food truck.
Come on, there's $5. It's a great deal.
Grims.
But little Sally did know that the train was a very perilous place. Her parents had told her to be very careful on the train.
Facebook.
Now, Sally has also seen this man before. His face has been posted all over Facebook saying to stay away from him and that the neighborhood watch had been looking out for him.
Food truck.
She turned around. Hey, can I offer you some train peanuts? There he was.
Facebook.
Right next.
And Sally was like, I'm not going to have any peanuts because there's an allergy epidemic happening in our community, and I'm not going to partake in it, thank you very much.
And she smelled the waft of meat coming from the food truck manager, and she said, that smells like pork. And he said, and yes, it is very good pork. And she looked at the meats and the peanuts, and she realized these were the remains of the 3 little pigs who had guarded their houses so diligently and the man staring.
Disgusted by her revelation, she takes out her 6-shooter and points it up to the man and says, "Eat this, pig," and unloads into his chest.
Scene. Alrighty. The end. Whoa, that was a good story. I was invested. There was some characters doing action. Oh boy. Tune in next week for definitely not that chapter. Und yes, classic German.
Und yes.
Oh, good stuff, everyone. Good stuff. Yeah, Steve is truly the best among us when it comes to accents.
Yeah.
God, I don't think I've done a correct German accent in a long time, and it just came out.
All that matters is that
Point
people
across.
think you're doing a German accent.
Correct.
No, I feel like that one was one of my better ones. It's just like recently I haven't been able to do it that well, and it just like clicked tonight.
Hey, it's always there when you need it.
I feel like in high school, I did a lot of accents just joking around with friends, but now I don't, and I'm way out of practice. I'm bad at them.
True. The stakes were much lower back then, I feel like.
Yeah, it was just trial and error, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right again. Yeah, I mean, we're rocking and rolling tonight, splishing and splashing over the horizon. What can it be? That's a Schoolhouse Rock song. We're gonna play our next game, which is Heart of the Cards. Dan, would you like to do the intro for Heart of the Cards?
Yeah, you know me. I always want to do the intro. So this is Heart of the Cards. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh battle submitted by photos that you've submitted to us on Discord. If you want to submit more photos and things beforehand, we post them in there. So yeah. Well, the one thing we need before we start is, what is this Yu-Gi-Oh battle wagering over? What are they trying? What do they stand to win or stand to lose or both in this card battle?
Other than
Obviously, we know the loser goes to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
what does the winner get?
I mean, here's the thing. With any Yu-Gi-Oh battle, not only do you get sent to the Shadow Realm, but you also don't get whatever the loser or whatever the winner
Yeah.
gets. So.
You could say that everybody that's in a Yu-Gi-Oh battle has been undefeated up to this point. Because they are not in the Shadow Realm.
That kind of has to be the case, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 All right, keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Day in Dog Heaven. Well, if you want a day in Dog Heaven, might I suggest a movie to you of the very talented voice actor Charlie Sheen called All Dogs Go to Heaven.
We're gonna go with Crabstar's suggestion of the best senior class parking spot. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh battle for that. Here we go. Last time on Yu-Gi-Oh! GXER75, we had our protagonist stand up against the town bully to try to get the parking spot that he rightly deserves. Who will be able to put their Rolls Royce closest to the school, and who will have to go to the Shadow Realm? Find out now on Yu-Gi-Oh!
I may be just a freshman, but I've got protagonist energy, so I deserve a senior class parking spot, even though no one deserves that in their freshman year.
Oh, please, nerd. You don't know the social hierarchy of this place. Allow me to demonstrate and put you in your place.
Just because you're the student council president doesn't mean anything to me, who just showed up from out of town as a transfer student on the first year. I will overtake this school, but in order to do that, I'm going to need to play my most powerful cards. So first, allow me to put down the hallmark of my deck. This is the one that everyone's going to be talking about in 20 years from the reunion. Who could forget Jebediah? That's right. Using my religious-themed deck, I'm allowed to find imagery in anything, including the great Jebediah from this egg plant. Notice its overwhelming attack points. What will you do now?
You think that'll stop me? Please, that's nothing. You're going to have to learn a lot, new kid, because around here, we've got more power than you've probably seen in your entire life. Allow me to put you in your place. I play Meat Mountain. That's right. Jebediah doesn't stand a chance against this much stacked meat. There's pork, beef, lamb, and maybe even veal. All of it put together into one sandwich to create a monstrosity that no religion could possibly stand up against. It'll send you straight to hell with an artery clogged heart attack in 2.7 seconds.
Oh no, Meat Mountain totally undoes the food pyramid terrain that was played by Jebediah's casting. I'm gonna have to come up with something even more crafty to defeat this meat monster and reclaim my parking spot. Of course, there's only one person left to call. That's right, I'm a narc. Freshman Energy says sandwich police to the field. Now all of your actions come at a penalty, and if you summon too many things that I don't like, I'm just gonna tattle on you.
Oh, you've really done it now, kid. You have no idea what it's like. We're just trying to have a good time, and you gotta go and ruin that just because we weren't invited? You're practically a middle schooler. You gotta earn that right, kid. So, how about I just show you where you really belong? I'm gonna put you down with Tubby. That's right. The party don't stop until Poe, high as fuck, walks in. With this card, I'm able to smoke out the entire playing field, and your sandwich police can't even tell who's got the munchies and who's just a growing teenager with an insatiable appetite.
Oh no, I haven't had an arc yet where I had to say no to drugs. I don't know how to handle this situation. There's only one thing that I can do to overcome such blatantly bad substances and still get my show approved for 4Kids television in the US. That's it. I'll have to summon my ultimate card. The only thing more powerful than real food is fake food. Spam Man, enter the scene. Your Meat Mountain won't be able to handle fake meat because it won't even know that there's a traitor amongst it. This is perfect. Spam Man will defeat you using his combined strength.
No, it's impossible. Spam Man completely counteracts my real meat and then turns it against me. I can't lose. There's no way. You don't understand what powers you're toying with.
If you control the meat and the man, you make the Meat Man. Enact my justice. Give me that parking spot.
No! Where am I going to park? Oh, this is not so uncool. I'm gonna have to actually walk across the street to get into the school. Oh.
Does this mean I get to come to prom?
No, probably not. I think the administration still limits that to just seniors and their invitees.
Well, then I'll have to duel them next.
You can't. They'll stop you where I couldn't.
And just like that, our protagonist defeats another villain? See next week when they try to take down the entire school system in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh takes on public schools.
I mean, that was basically the second season, right? Wasn't that Yu-Gi-Oh! DX?
Yeah, like college?
GX? FX?
I think GX the one where they were on motorcycles.
No,
that's 3Ds.
5Ds.
5Ds. Sorry, not FX.
You're missing 2Ds there,
You're
Tom.
off by 2 Ds.
They're all named as something ridiculous because it was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Eventually they got to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal or something.
Right, but Zexal is just ZYX back, right? Is it just ZYX?
No, I'm pretty sure it's ZEXAL. That's how they spell it.
Oh,
Yikes.
oh.
DEXAL.
Yeah, Zexal.
So
So it's just an anagram for my name with a Z thrown in there?
You guys went to
Oh.
Zexal University, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so much less painful than the Furby one. I agree.
Even with how terrifying of that face was at the end, it's still better than the Furby one.
Also, Snorgle,
Yeah.
sorry I woke up your mom.
Oh.
At least
Why aren't they watching? We can bring them in
Yeah,
here.
wake them up.
Why-
They should be watching.
Wait, why did your mom wake up to Dan and not any of the screaming or lunacy that Dom and I were doing?
Because they know
Sorry.
good performative art. They hear it.
They're like, is
Just
that,
the
is that a
phrase-
booming voiceover? Gotta wake up for that.
Just the phrase "Sorry, I woke up your mom" is like,
Yeah, that's gonna be my band's first album.
yeah, that's good. That's it.
I'd probably sell. I think it would.
Is that like an EP by the Flunks?
Yeah,
sorry,
that definitely
Mom.
sounds like.
It's almost
The aesthetic is like that found home footage, but the mom's eyes are like blacked out. Like that's
Yeah, it's almost like insinuating like a joke of like, I'm sleeping with your mom, but not like enough.
not quite, but
Yeah.
not quite. That's what I like
Yeah.
about it. It's an almost like your mom joke, but not.
And it's also like maybe just sorry, like if
Yeah,
you-
sorry. Maybe I'm
like
really sad.
I
about
know you're gonna play this loud kid, and your room is next to your
Yeah.
mom's, and I'm sorry that you're gonna wake her up, but you gotta
Yeah.
blare my music, man.
it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Speaking of what we gotta do, transition.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yoink that transition.
Yo,
Nice.
That's true. These people are waiting on a big surprise, and some of them have finally stuck around and seen a full one of our shows. So we
So we
We
need to
can't-
not give them that yet.
need
Yes.
to not give them that yet. But that means you're right. We need to stall a little bit more, which means we got one more game we need to play.
Woo.
What we're gonna need is we're gonna need just any word you want, whatever word you're feeling in your heart of hearts. Open up that little bird cage in your soul and let this heart come flying out.
and his heart spit out 3 different words that day.
True. It's true. It's true. It's true. Yes. What? I don't know. You ever read chat and you're so lost in the conversation you just keep going with it? Amazing. Yeah, just let us know what words you want us to talk about. You know what? I love spaghetti. This is the hoedown. This is a spaghetti western.
Ooh.
Is it?
It is because we're singing a hoedown.
Oh, yeah.
About
Oh, nice. That's good.
spaghettis.
All right, take it away, Steve.
Da 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 da. Some say I think like an elephant because I remember since I was an infant, so I don't ever forgetty because I grew up eating my spaghetti.
Hey, da 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 da. I really like to eat things with sauce, but especially when they are from my boss. So there's one thing, it's like a big old string, and that's because I eat spaghetti and get my boss's bling.
When I am hungry, there's only one thing to do. I go shopping. I go for me and you. When it comes to the pasta, that I am a hoe because I am a slut for that spaghetti-o.
Oh, da 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 da. I work at a restaurant and I take a sip of the vodka sauce. I do a couple dips. I got fired by my mean old boss because you could say I got lost in the sauce.
Hey, at my new restaurant, I gotta make stuff new, something that'll blow away people, past tense blue. I had to think of something really quick, so I made some spaghetti and I threw it against the wall in case if it sticks.
In case it sticks. Wow, what a more perfect metaphor for our show.
Oh boy.
A slut for SpaghettiOs sticker, please. Unfortunately, I don't think we own the rights to SpaghettiOs. Also, I don't know who makes SpaghettiOs, but if it's not Campbell's, then we definitely can't do it. But
I think it's Chef Boyardee, isn't it?
Boyardee.
Yeah, it might be, I think.
Boyardee.
I don't know.
Bacardi.
Maybe.
Boyardee.
Chef Bacardi.
Chef Bacardi.
Chef Bacardi.
Chef Bacardi released his new vodka sauce.
What?
Oh man, that's a whole
Chef
different
Bacardi.
definition of vodka sauce. Jesus
I
Christ.
can just imagine they're holding out like a thick can of SpaghettiOs and they go, 2 shots of vodka.
God. Oh no.
Alrighty. we are gonna go raid someone very special, Slim Thick, who was in the chat earlier. We're gonna say hi to our friend Slim Thick, the TikTok famous. But they just hit affiliate today. It's their first affiliate stream today. So if you want to go show them some love,
Also,
and let them know.
I've played some games on their stream a couple times. So if you stick around, you might see me there as well.
It's true. I previewed earlier just to see what they were up to, and people were asking, "Where's Max?" And they said, "Max is streaming." So you know, that's there you go. We're famous. But no, let's go give them some love and welcome them onto Twitch and welcome them onto this great platform. But before we do, we have to end stream the way we end every single stream. Dan, how do we end every single stream every time?
We end every single stream by playing a teaser. So let's do that.
Turn your volume.
Well, that was that.
That's right. We're back in person.
Yeah! Woo! Next week.
Woo woo.
Let's go.
Yeah. Next Friday. Yeah, next Friday we'll be back in person. Just so y'all know kind of what the plan is moving forward. We are thinking that the current plan. So this Tuesday we're gonna do. Thanks, thanks, Mac and Bree. No, we'll do it. We'll honor it. So let's know what you want to sing about. So what we're planning is this Tuesday we're gonna do another variety show, probably something interactive with all of you, and then the next Friday we'll be back in person. But we've realized that Dan has put so much work into building these online scenes that it would be a shame for us not to use them. So what'll happen moving forward is, for the time being, Tuesdays will be a remote show like this one, where we can play a lot of the games that are a little bit more technical that you can't necessarily do in person. And then Fridays will continue moving forward, will be in-person shows. And we'll still do some variety content and hanging out and games with you all, but we're just gonna be a little bit more fluid on what those times are. Maybe that'll become a set time, maybe it won't, we're figuring that out. But yeah, improv 2 nights a week.
Double improv, baby.
Double improv, baby.
Yeah.
And we've got some new games. We got some bringing back all the old games that you missed, but we also have new games we developed for in-person that are never been seen before.
We've had about a year to think of new games.
You gotta start tuning in and getting your friends to tune in on these Friday shows, because it's gonna be so good. We got so much fun stuff planned.
We got 2 nights of improv. You saw 2 Maxes on the screen. I can't wait to teach you what that game's all about. Thank you, Mac and Bree, for the 1,000 bits.
Thank you, Mac and Bree. Thank you, Mac.
We're so excited. We're really excited.
Sparrow, we do live stream all of our like it's still on Twitch. We're only on Twitch.
Yeah, we're only on Twitch.
We're just all in the same room.
We don't do live shows as in front of a live audience.
Right.
Or in front of like an in-person audience yet. Eventually, if we get big enough and we do live shows at like a con or something like that, that'd be dope as hell, and we would definitely let you know. But for now, what's happening is we're doing shows where we are all in person with each other.
It's a whole different even higher energy. I know a lot of you joined us during our Twitch lockdown, which we appreciate greatly. But you really got to check out the show in person when we're all together. It's just a whole different chaotic energy. Most of us are more physical comedians than I'd say we are anything else, and that's just been taken away from us. So happy to get back to that. But we do have to honor Mac and Bree's hoedown about ice cream. And then as soon as we're finished with that, we will go say hi to Slim Tick and give them some show and tell love.
Join us on Discord if you want to get all updates, and also if you want to watch that teaser again.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Steve.
What were we singing about again?
About ice cream.
Ice cream. Great. Da 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 da. I'm really mad. I'm really mean because I spilled all my beans. By beans I mean vanilla extract because I like to take my ice cream with a tack.
Hey, if there's something that you want to eat, why don't you try this creamy frozen treat? It's pretty good, but it can be pretty cold. So hey, just try it. Go ahead, be bold.
I think ice cream is an important meal. If you don't agree, you won't catch my feel. I think it's important. That is the question for which I like to scream. I have to admit it. I am a Dairy Queen.
Oh, da 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 da. I don't know why there's conversation about which is the best. There's one flavor that's above all the rest. I don't want to hear any lip. The best flavor is obviously mint chocolate chip.
Hey, I got some stuff for variety, chocolate and vanilla, different ice cream, but I gotta be annoying just a bit because I gotta say that strawberry's my favorite.
Strawberries, my favorite. Thank you all for being here this Friday. Tune in Tuesday for something, I don't know, and then tune in the Friday after that for live, show and tell live. Get that live. Say hi to Slim Tick.
Live.
Woo-woo.
We don't have anything to end with because we already did how we
the outro.
Well, we'll end stream the way we end every stream by reenacting the trailer you just watched. Ready, go.
We're out.